Hello everybody, my name is Casey from the Northern Knights Network, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get the Rush Plortmaster Trophy / achievement here in Slime Rancher, and that's for getting 75,000 U-Bucks in Rush mode. It's very difficult, but also very doable if you know the right strategy. So first off, we're going to go right to the trade exchange. If you get a good one, go with it. You're going to need that added time in the future, but if you don't get a good one, just restart from scratch, because you can't fool around with this. You're going to need to get it at some point, because that added time is going to become crucial later on around day 3 when you're getting into the fine line of everything. But we're going to go to this pink Largo here to get our first vault key. Now, the vault keys are crucial. You're actually going to need to get 4 by going through to the Moss Blanket, to the Indigo Caverns, through the ruins, and then to the desert. Then that's pretty much what you need to do, but your first priority is to go either through the Indigo Caverns first or the Moss Blanket. I love the Indigo Caverns because crystal plorts are worth a lot more than honey and boom. You're also going to pick up some slime rads, rad slimes, slime, whatever you want to call them. Have a stroke. I do care, don't have a stroke. You also, by the way, these chests, you can just press square on them and then just walk away, or X or whatever. You can just, for Xbox users, you can just press the button and then walk away and you'll get your new bucks. Anyway, so you're going to want to go through here. I'm fast forwarding, I'm doing double speed. I'm sorry if I go a little fast, but you're also going to want to pick up some Okas while you're here as well. You'll see I have Boom Slime right now. I actually end up getting rid of them because you can just pick them up in the Moss Blanket when you go there, because you're going to need to get the honey there at some point. Also, if you don't get every one of those little treasure pods, don't worry about it. Don't like kick yourself in the ass for it. Don't really need them that much. But you're also going to want to get as many crystal slimes as possible. I mean, get 15 to 20 to 25. Just get as many as possible. I wouldn't get like 50 of them, but get at least about 10 to 20, because their plorts are going to become really worth it for you in the future. Also get as many rad slimes as you can as well. Actually, out back here in a second, at the very far back across this bridge, you'll have a rock plort Largo guy, the really big dude. We'll actually take you to another part of the Indigo Caverns, to an island where a lot of rad slimes spawn. So that's a really good place to go to, but you can see I'm just going to show you me getting a couple. Also, do be on the lookout for Okas, as you're going to mix the crystal and rads together into a corral as well. You're also going to want to have 2 gardens. In the end, you'll have 4, but to start off, wherever you go, have 2 gardens growing the plant. And a big tip right now is having them kind of organized somewhat, that way they're easy to manage. I kind of just dump them all in, not in this clip particularly, because I'm like, oh, what should I do next? That's definitely something that's going to go through your mind a lot, is panic, because you are timed. Something you're also going to want to do is, I don't recommend doing this on your first attempt. You absolutely can. Hopefully, in terms of this guide, you have played the game. This should be probably your last trophy or achievement you should go for, just because of how difficult it is. Also, it helps knowing where everything is as well. And that way, when you're doing your first run, you kind of know where everything is. Also, you'll be able to figure out where all those gigantic gold slime are, and you are going to need the Glide Ginger to feed them in order to get the gold plorts. Now, these are going to become crucial into upgrading your farm and getting corrals, putting them to the max, except for adding the solar upgrade to them, and for the farms, getting the tar scarecrow. Now, a big tip with the farms, instead of just letting them grow, you're going to want to remove the crop for 10 new bucks, and then you're going to actually regrow the plant. So you're going to lose 2, but in the end you'll be making much more, keeping your slimes nice and fed and happy. That when you go out, you'll come back to around 40 to 60, sometimes 80 depending on how long you're out, types of plorts. You see me removing them. This is really good having getting to. Also having it so you have the nutrient soil, that way you get the max crop, and you have the sprinklers going so they grow even faster after planting them, and you're just going to keep them fed. So you should have every upgrade on your corral as you can, except for the solar shield, because you don't need them. Now, next you're going to want the next key. Hopefully you do know this map, by the way. It's really easy to learn. You should, by the end of your adventure mode playthrough, know where everything is. But I'm going to take you to this phosphorus slime where you'll get your next key. They love fruit, by the way. Pink slime love everything, just so you know. And then the rocks love vegetables. And you'll get your next key here, and then you're going to want to go to the moss blanket. That's really, really big, and you get as many boom and honey slime as possible. Also, some mint mangoes. So here I'm just fast forwarding and show you through. We're just in Dry Wreath, we're going to cross that bridge. Don't worry about those guys, they don't really do anything to you at all. It is kind of annoy you as you walk by. But now we're going to enter the moss blanket, which is the northwest of the map. Like I said, you want mint mangoes, boom, and honey slime. You're going to want at least, I would say, about 15 to 20, even 30 if you really feel like it. Also, I definitely recommend putting teleporters in the moss blanket and in the indigo caverns and then into the glass desert, just so you can travel back and forth, because you're going to want to get as many plorts as possible, especially different kinds of plorts. That way, 25 of each, that way you get a nice bonus at the end to definitely put you over the limit of 75,000. You can easily get more than that, like I did. But here where the mint mangoes are right next to where that gigantic honey slime is, for you, a bunch of boom slime in there, stuff like that. So at this point in time, you should have a mint mango farm, 2 of them, with all the upgrades except the scarecrow tar. Same with oak okas, and you should be just growing as many as possible here, and then feeding them to your respected slime, and then just keep on doing the strat of constantly regrowing them and stuff, getting as many plorts as possible, turning them in. Something you can do if you want to is they do provide you help from a worker bee. If you want to do that, you can. Doesn't really matter too much. And you're also going to be accepting as many challenges as possible. Like I said, if the first 2 are bad, then you're going to restart. If the first one's really good, but the second one's terrible, just restart. You can see I have 60,000. Something you're also going to want to do is get probably 6 to 9 of those gigantic gold slime as possible. And once you go to the glass desert, you're going to have at least 1 hen on you as well, and you're going to want to take it to this guy. Their plorts, the Tangle Slime plorts, are worth 75, I believe, and that will definitely help out. Like I said, have a teleporter ready. There's 3 of them, so 1 for each important area. I don't really need ruins at all. I don't really recommend ruins, just because getting those lemons are kind of a pain in the ass somewhat, because those trees teleport, and they're going to want to put them in the overgrowth because hens spawn here randomly, so it's really good for the Tangle Slime. Obviously, you know, hens aren't their favorite type of food, but it'll still help you in the end. Also, while you're in the glass desert, make sure to have 3 rock plorts on you, and you'll be able to feed each of these guys, each of these statues. That way you can have access to the ancient water, and you'll be able to regrow some of this place so more slimes grow, so you get the mosaic type slimes. This is pretty much the late game for rush mode. I don't expect you to do this right away. It's more late game. That way you get as many as possible for plorts. That way you get as many new bucks as possible. It's going to be really helpful for you in the end. You got about 30 seconds. You can get a lot out of this entire area regrown. So just be aware of that. Also make sure you have it on the right slot. That we actually shoot some of the water instead of what I just did, which is embarrassing. But I grabbed about 5. That's all you really need. Then you just want to teleport back home. And really, I just put them in the overgrowth just because I could. Also, carrots spawn there naturally. Her, by the way, she's the rich child, adult lady. If her contract is shit, don't honestly worry about it too much, because you should still have a little bit of time to get as many plorts as possible. Within the last 5 minutes, I do recommend staying at your ranch and just getting as many plorts as possible, feeding all your slime as much as possible, and just getting, like I said, I can't stress it enough. This is really what you need to do. Keep on trying to use this method over and over again. I don't expect you to get this on your first try. It is possible, but like I said, this is really challenging to do. And you might not always get lucky with the gold, the gigantic gold slime, just because not as many you won't get as many as you think sometimes. Sometimes you get less, depending on how much you get. Also, always have lots of carrots on you, or lots of those pogo fruits, whatever. That way you have enough to hit them to get as many gold ports as possible. But as you can see, at the end, I got a bunch of bonuses. I actually made over 100,000 Nubucks, which is really easy to do. As you saw, by the end of it, I already made over 75,000 Nubucks anyway. But hopefully you all did find this useful. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. I want to thank my friend Rated G on PlayStation for helping me out and giving me their Frankenstein method of this guide. I put in some of my own tips in there as well, some things that I found as well. But I do want to thank them a lot. And yeah, make sure to stick around by subscribing, hitting the like button, sharing this channel with your friends. Maybe go check out some of my other videos. I made some other guides in Slime Rancher if you need the help. They're there for you. But really, I really hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.